From my best pepper harvest ever to losing half my perennials. Yes, I'm serious, that happened. The new ones that I planted. This garden year was full of surprises. Every win and every fail became a lesson that I will take into next season. So today we are taking a walk through my 2025 garden season. If you want to save time, money, and a heartache in your next garden, we're going to learn together. We learn as we grow, right? Team replay, those of you here with us live, what was your biggest garden win or challenge this year? Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation in the comments section. Fill it up. I am going to make a correction that I'm seeing people talk about in the chat. So yesterday, if you saw my breaking news short, it's been pulled off the channel now because I misunderstood the information. Now, what I said was true, but I didn't know there was two. So what this pertains to, I was trying to find the comment by Bowtie. This is the one. Wow, what will we ever do without Farmer's Almanac? So when I heard the news that Farmer's Almanac had been going for 208 years, they weren't going to do digital or print publications anymore. There was a 2026 one that's been built and you can purchase that, but then that's it. And I was like, gasp. What? Thinking that it was the yellow book, the old Farmer's Almanac. I had no clue there was two publications. So the short was correct. It had the right information. I had the right link, but I felt like it was too conflicting and confusing because the old Farmer's Almanac isn't going anywhere. And so I pulled it. Now, maybe I should put it back up. I don't know, but we're all going to be okay. We're going to have our wonderful old Farmer's Almanac. They're yellow. They have a what did they called it? Was it easier to read text? So it's got to be larger print, right? But it made me think I should really get one and put it in my house to teach my kids that whole thing, right? So we have a lot of people here with us live right now. Hit the thumbs up. It's good to see Eddie, of course, and Bowtie and Miss Sharon and Dusty Flats and Storms Radios had a wonderful video with lightning in the sky. It was a good night show for a storm that rolled through there. Jay Dixon's here to help. I saw Miss Sharon. Here we go. Live chatter, all messages, y'all. We are ready to go. We're filling in the time slot because we have South Florida Sunshine Tropical still under the weather. I'm going to say a few things and I'm going to start inviting people up slowly to share either their thoughts on what I'm going to say, the honest truth here, or their own reflections on their garden. So let me get through some things here. Jay says, Shawnee Grows, the media did not correctly differentiate between the two publications. Well, I heard it and then I checked a few sources and then I went on a website and I was like, this is for real. I got to make a video, right? And then I think I went on another social media platform and the old Farmer's Almanac came up and goes, there's some confusion. We're not going anywhere. And I thought, oh boy, you're welcome, Storms Radios. Richard, it made it. I'm surprised you're here listening in stereo. Oh my. It is good to see you. Since I ran into you yesterday and heard where you've been and stuff, hugs to you. Bowtie says 2025 garden wins. Okra. Brugmansia successfully eating 3 Dorset Naga. Oh, you have 2 phones playing, Richard says. Okay. All right. What was it that I was going to do first here? Oh, so what we're going to go through is weather and timing, crop choices, perennials that have died, but I did fill out a warranty claim on them to have my money credited back to the company. So next spring, I have credits waiting for me to order more perennials. The challenges of gardening away from home, because for those of you that don't know, I grow a garden 15 minutes away from where I live, and that's going to bring in lots of lessons for 2026. so we can make a better plan, right? So, Dusty Flat says Robin Gardens, well, it looks like our snow will go south to start again. We may get 1 inch tomorrow around 6 a.m. Around my parts of Minnesota, it's less than an inch and it might not stick on the ground kind of a situation. But I did make it out to the garden to do a harvest. So if Diva in the Dirt does not do a show Saturday tomorrow night, I can go live and we'll do a big show and tell, kind of a chit chat hangout one versus a educational blah 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 one, you know what I mean? Richard is sharing the news with everyone here that hasn't heard. My dearest mother passed away Monday morning. Um, so say all the condolences to Richard. It's a huge list of things that happen after an event like that. It's a huge life change. Um, thank you for sharing what's going on, Richard. Um, Storms Radio says if I could get away with it and had the means, I would kit out a van to live in, no rent, very few bills. Heck yeah. Okay, GT Junior Grows in Alaska is here to learn about all the mistakes I made driving but listening. You'd be safe. He had a pop-up live stream talking about something. The reason I'm bringing it up is because he was showing the road and it had snow on it. I thought that was really cool. Dusty Flat says 2 inches more near the border, but who knows? It could change in 2 hours where the projected line of it is. I feel like my light is extra lighty and I have things to show. So let me just do this for a second. Sorry if that's loud. I don't know. Okay, let's see here. Radio Jonesy is also listening and sending butterflies to Richard. Thank you for doing that. Miss Sharon says to Storms Radios is becoming quite costly. Adam says the third Dorset Naga is all lies unless it's on YouTube. Dave, did I miss a video? Yeah, he ate it over on that one guy's channel. That guy, something about dead, I think. The dead allotment? I don't know. Anywho, I have notes. Let's pull the notes up. And then I'm going to invite a little guesty poo here to the stage. And it's everybody's favorite gardener, Robin Gardens.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, so to start at the beginning, I did not plant a spring garden out there when I normally do, based on how I gardened in town, and that's due to not having soil ready, temperature fluctuations, and my own personal energy levels. And I do want to say the weather and timing of rain was great. We had at least an inch of rainfall almost every week through up till September, and then it's kind of a natural die off. Everything just dries up and crisps, which is great for agriculture, but not so much my fall garden, right? That's when it got hot. It was hot and dry September, October, right? Um, Waiting till June 1st really paid off for things that like heat. There was no shock, there was no stunting. So I'm talking about watermelon, peppers, tomatoes. I believe I waited till June. I don't have the calendar in front of me for beans, those kinds of things. I would have preferred to have the peas out in April, and they didn't get planted till the end of May, and I still had a harvest. And I'm going to get into different crop reflections. I see Jay. Where'd it go? Gusty poo? I don't know. It just came out of my mouth. It's full. I don't even want to get into it. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, I'm looking to see if I missed anything. No. Okay, crop reflections. So potatoes, learned something new this year. I planted them at 3 different times throughout the season. And I put them on the West Food Island, which is full, hot, baking, all afternoon sun, and it doesn't get watered. I don't drag a hose or haul buckets of water out there unless I absolutely have to, because it's the farthest point away from where the faucet thing is, the hydrant. And so I just kind of moved the wood chips aside, put the potatoes on the surface, and bucket hauled compost. And then if I felt like they needed to be hilled, if I felt like the potatoes were gonna get exposed to the surface, I just hauled another bucket over there, and I had potatoes. It was great. So I would definitely do that again, but maximize that. Like I just did a patch, right? Like if
Mhm.
I want potatoes for my family, then we need to do the entire length of that area. So that
And
was super cool.
how are they storing now that you've pulled them up?
Yeah, so they're in my now dry basement, and I checked the temperature. It was 62 degrees down there, and I have them in, I think I just have them in a 10-20 tray with either a paper bag on top or an flour sack towel to kind of keep the light out,
Mhm.
and because there's light coming in through the windows because they don't have their foam boards on them right now. We do that when it gets really cold out. So I look to see if anybody is sprouting, because then I'll just kind of put it in a different cabinet for planting, and if anything's rotting. And I haven't seen any of that. And I'm also in this mode where I don't want to use them because they're so special. Like, because it's not a whole lot, you know? So I don't know. I got to get over that. Like, we're going to eat
You
them,
need to get over that
you know? They're
because
not
they're
just
so delicious.
yeah. So it's like, well, I'm not gonna use them for Thanksgiving because I can't feed 10 people off of this amount that I grew, but that would be cool if I could share that with the family for Thanksgiving next year, like future goals, have enough potatoes this time for that. And yes, Dave goes, "Wow, a dry basement. It's so bizarre, Dave. The kids are loving it. Welcome in, Pest Hunter Outdoors. I'm gonna say that I'm well. I'm happy to be here with all everybody." Eddie says, after this hard freeze is over, temps are supposed to rebound, and I have hundreds of iris and hardy amaryllis bulbs I've got to dig. Anyone want any? Wow, it's a bold statement to put on the internet. How come you're not? Because you have hundreds, that's why you're getting rid of them? Hmm. Do you have like an email, Eddie, that you want people to direct that to? Or definitely put that on your local Facebook kind of a thing. Okay, Bowtie's talking to Adam. Dusty says started brassica seedlings 617, transplanted 725, and harvested 11.2. Why so long a time? I don't know. Brassica seedlings. You're talking about broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. What specifically did you have, Dusty? I had a really hot jump into summer, so anything in the spring, if it didn't get ate by a bunny rabbit, or it bolted because of the heat. Because I planted it late, technically, for if you want to qualify that as spring. Here's a link
Yeah.
Jay
We had
has.
we both heated up so fast
Yeah.
and so hot and so extended. You
Yeah, it just
know,
stayed.
I know, because normally in past years you go up, but then you kind of come back down a little. I mean, we went up and we stayed there.
Yeah, it really did. And that, what are you going to do? Right?
You gotta adjust, right?
We look at, okay, do we move our planting dates? Do we grow a heat tolerant variety? Like change the seed variety for the crop? Do we bank on more of a fall garden, which is also a whole situation? Dusty said it was broccoli and cauliflower. Okay, so those are normally 80 day, aren't they? 60 day?
Yeah,
What
they're
was the
long, both of
let's
them.
see here. Started the seedlings 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know. That seems like a normal. So Dusty, what's happened before that it's was long? Normally you harvest when? If November was long, and was it a new spot, you know?
So what happens with me in the fall is I always have to add extra time because as the days shorten, it takes longer for them to grow. So that's probably what's happening, I'd guess.
Dusty says so high of dew points, humidity was never like this. Add corn sweat and it was unbearable. I'm not good at growing broccoli and cauliflower, so I can't tell you anything because it ain't happening over here. I missed something. Okay, Bowtie says I just ordered my MA warthog seeds for the from Chili Chump today. That's the 2.48 million Scoville, EKG, and blood pressure while eating one of those. What's the MA stand for, Robin? Do you remember?
uh, MA warthog.
Something warthog. I don't remember. Jay says the summer of 2025 was unusually hot, with several sources indicating it was on track to be amongst the hottest years on record globally. This extreme heat was a continuation of a trend with heat. Mark should be going to bed, but thanks for joining us. Jay continues on. Waves affecting regions worldwide, including North America, Asia, Africa. Specific events included record breaking temperatures in parts of Canada, the Himalayas, China, and Japan, and US. Am I as the guy who bred it? Oh, okay. Mm. Adam says Southern Oregon is spreading its wealth of spring heat across the globe.
Bowtie, isn't that a jump of nearly 1,000,000 Scoville from the Dorset Naga to the warthog?
Oh, good point. That's not like a that's not a one of these. That's like a
Yeah,
whoop.
it's like a poo.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Dusty says the twister cauliflower is 75 to 80 days. Is that from sowing date or transplanting date? Usually those are from when the seed germinated, correct?
Terminate, yep, mhm.
Mrs. In Training Master Gardener?
Like, you automatically think I'm, more bright than I used to be. Not so much.
Ah, how much has, like, retained, from the classes you've been taking? This was
Oh,
the last one, so 1.6 million,
1.6 and now
and
2.48.
t
That
yeah,
is
so he's jumping
almost
a
a
million and a
million.
half. Why? What do
Holy
we
cannoli.
he wants the data. Oh, you actually ate that food? Yeah, they were green beans from the garden, Mark, and thank you, I love you too. So, tomatoes. I maybe we should be really honest here. If I start my seedlings and everybody makes it, everybody needs a home. There's no sacrificial, like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna trim you and you're ending your life. No, I'm gonna plant everybody. And so I ended up with a lot of tomatoes this size because of whatever variety this was. Again, next year we're gonna label in the garden because I'm great at labeling inside the house. When it goes outside, I don't know. So I had so many of these and not enough sauce tomatoes to like have enough sauce for the winter and get you till when your tomatoes come in again. So, um I have talked about tomato types somewhere, Robin. We were doing was it with Marine, I think, on Diva in the Dirt?
I think we touched on it, yeah.
So we'll have another show in the future. It possibly will be a seed haul of the things I did decide on based on these statements we're making here together.
Mhm.
It's less than a million increase. It's about a Scotch bonnet hotter. That's not bad. Plus, I have a pound of Dorset Nagas to train on. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wondered what you were gonna do with those. Hey, which tea did you make? Did you do the peach ginger turmeric? I hope, because I want to know if that tastes good for you. Mark, by the way, before you go, Dusty says the strange thing is my fall frost date is 9/25. Good thing it was a warm fall. So that was the problem. It was too warm out,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Too
So they
warm
were
for
like, I
so
don't
many
want to grow.
things. Yeah.
Yeah. It could have been, what's your feeding strategies like? Because I don't want to say fertilizer. Like, what's your soil health plan? If you want to get into this, Dusty, you don't have to answer me. If you want to talk about it, we're here. Richard says, very hot here, 38 Celsius here today. My garden's dying. Ah, the grapes think it's fantastic, but need watering. Get you some water over there, Richard.
That was one thing new I experienced this year is things did not wanna germinate in that hot, hot soil.
Right.
I have never had that happen to me before. So I'm gonna have to go back and, you know, put some things in cells again where I can
Mhm.
put it in a little cooler spot and then transplant them out because they do okay once they're little seedlings, but man, beans. I don't have any problem germinating beans, and I had problems all over the place this year.
So you would try putting beans in a 6 cell and transplanting them? At what height or age would you do that at?
Oh, probably like 3, 4 inches tall.
Okay.
Not too tall, and they grow fast, but either that or rig up some kinda little shade
Mhm.
cloth situation
Yep.
over the germinating, beans, 'cause, that's the only thing I can think that caused them not to germinate.
Mine, I don't know if it was a germination problem or if something ate them once they got yummy, like
Mhm,
a couple inches. Because I don't live there, so I can't monitor it. But I had beans disappear, I had peas disappear, and I'm a big believer in just plant extra, but I wanna nail this down where I have efficiency, not just guesswork.
mhm.
Like, I'm getting into that point of my gardening journey, right? Uh, the other thing I was gonna say is I couldn't just leave my fall starts to grow outside because it was so hot. I started all the fall garden indoors under grow lights, which usually we can just kind of set it in the shade outside. I didn't trust it. Now, I still didn't have the timing right or the soil right because I asked you, Robin, if my cabbage doesn't have a head on it by today, is it going to make a head? And you said, no, we're nope. So I have a bunch of headless cabbage in the fall garden that are cover crops, I guess, right now. Um,
Well, you can eat the leaves.
that's what you said, yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay." Let's see, Dusty says, "So the transplant date, 7/25, that was 14 weeks before fall frost. Directions say at least 10 to 12. Fertilizer, Espomo when transplanting, and another dose mid-growth." So it was fed. I bet you it was just too hot. Or, I don't know. I was gonna say bad seed, but it grew.
Are we back to talking about the brassicas that
That was the broccoli cauliflower. Yep, yep,
yeah,
with Dusty.
I'm still banking on the fact that the days got shorter, so it needed longer to grow.
Oh, that's right, yeah. That was a really good point. So instead of planting it in July, like around my state, Minnesota, if we want broccoli, we're supposed to put it in the ground in like May to get it harvested and out of the ground by the middle of summer when it's too hot. And then I tried to grow a fall version of broccoli, and there are heat tolerant broccolis, but again, not a broccoli grower my people would like me to be, but working on it.
Yeah, I just grow the broccoli rabe,
That's a
which
good trick.
doesn't form the big heads, but you still get the little, shoots. They come off quick and I know I can do them.
Okay, so oh, Miss Sharon, I feel like I could use some ginger tea. I'm having ginger lemon, and then some of my those honey ferments that I made last year are still in the fridge, so I'm trying to use those up before I make another one, another video coming soon. Dave Knight says I'm planning for more shade midsummer. The sun was brutal on the plants. Auto watering system I can turn on and off when camping. Oh, being gone from the garden. Absolutely. Yeah, if we didn't get the rain every week, at least an inch that we had, things would have not survived well because I have to hand water with a hose or turn a sprinkler like one of those rainbow ones that you jump through as a kid on. Those are the watering options. And to do the size gardens that I have, it would be do this one day, and then I gotta go back home to do the rest of my things. Do this one the next day, you know what I mean? I need it to rain, which usually we have 30 to 40 inches of rain in a season and 30 inches of snow, if I remember right, in a season. Dusty, if I start any earlier, I'll be into spring crops. Yeah, okay. Best cauliflower is 45 days, and I start in April under low tunnels. Yes. Okay. Peppers, Robin. We're gonna get into peppers. So, best year ever. Now mine weren't pepper trees like Robin, but I again back to the once you start it and it grows, I can't get rid of it. And I'll ask people if they want one and they already have their ones they like because I grow stuff that people can't get at the store, and everybody around here wants the stuff at the store. I haven't found a gardener that likes to go out of that box yet. And so, way too many shishitos. I think I had 6 shishito plants. There's no reason for that here. I'm not a market gardener. I'm not selling anything. Like, I couldn't even give them away. I would like more bell sweet varieties. Poblanos, I'm okay with. A couple jalapenos. I did plant too many hot peppers because they just were successful. I had Sugar Rush Peach, Datil, Caribbean Red Habanero. So reining that in would be great. Do you want to say anything, Robin, about peppers?
No, I had a great year. My Anaheims were gorgeous. I had, 203 off of 2 plants.
203?
And, they're like
What?
5-inch peppers.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous. Um, and a really mild heat, 500 to about 2,000 range. So, love those. But the thing with peppers is they always say they like to hold hands. So, it's okay if you plant them tight. They do okay. And honestly, I think we were successful because of that high heat.
I agree. The temperature played a big role in this. I did experiment with some of them had a cage system and some of them were just free. And I don't want to cage them next year because it felt unnecessary. Now,
Mhm.
I did grow a giant wall of marigolds where the wind comes. So there was a windbreak. And I don't know if that's why I had success. There wasn't breakage unless a kid stepped on a stem. Yeah, Brook Trout one says that's a lot of peppers.
So, I did a successful experiment, that one bad summer storm, and it really wasn't any worse than any other high heat or high wind storm that we have in the summer. But 2 big branches at that point broke because they were full of
Mm,
peppers, right? So I shored them back up, got a post, and tied him to the post, and then I did duct tape at the wound
okay,
where the break was
real high
in
tech stuff.
off of 2 places. It's like, "Okay, Hail Mary.
Yeah,
This is all I can think of to help you." It worked. It worked
good.
perfectly.
Yeah, the what is it, a splint? Where you take like 2 popsicle sticks on the broken and then you tape it? Yeah. Hey, KP Heathen, we're talking about the garden, how it went this year. Dave Knight says, I have lots of peppers to harvest in the greenhouse going to 26 Fahrenheit Sunday. That's right,
Ooh.
you've got peppers I saw that on a video. And for reflecting for next year, Robin, is there any changes you're making in your choices for peppers?
I think I did, early jalapeno, I did patchwork, that's a mild one, which was delicious. I
Oh, yeah,
did the
patchwork. Okay.
paprika mygar and the paprika alma and the cayenne, the Joe's Long. I've yet to taste one of those. There's a lot of them. I did the Corona de Toro, which is mild. Jimmy Nardello, I did 2 of those, and those are mild. And then the Anaheims, 2 of them. And I think I would do all of them again.
Okay.
Maybe not both of the paprikas, maybe just one.
Well,
Um,
yeah, for sure. You're gonna
and
add a new one
I
next year,
did the
you know?
habanada the year before, the
Okay.
habanero that is heatless. When at the beginning of the season, they weren't very tasty, but as the season went on, they got tastier. So I think I'd like to maybe add that one back in.
What do you
Uh,
use that one for?
just anything you'd use a mild pepper for.
Okay.
But it has, chilies in general are more flavorful than the milds, the sweet peppers.
Yeah.
It's a little more complex.
Well,
So,
yeah.
mhm.
I'm just gonna say, I can't wait to grow that pimento pepper next year.
Oh, that's
It's
right. Maureen's sending us
so
the
cute,
pimentos. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I can't wait. So we will make room for that.
It just sounds perfect for cooking, because it's gonna be firmer and keep its shape.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not over here, like, brining my own olives and stuffing them. I just wanna play with the pepper, you know? Dusty's coming in with, "I love the Bell Star broccoli. The twister had 1.5-pound heads, but I prefer Fujiyama 45-day for faster harvest. The broccoli can handle the weather. I love when I can come across something that grows quicker. It just makes me feel like I can get it a win, right? So there was a tomato that I'm gonna grow next year that I will talk about in the seed haul live stream, and it was like, you know, your early girls, those are the ones that are always the guaranteed, what is it, 50 days or less. This one was like a 45 day tomato supposedly, so I want to try that. There is some cold happening around the United States, so all the gardeners need to prepare. There might be, is there paprika elmo out there? Look it up,
Elmo.
Siri.
This one was this one was Alma, Alma. And Bowtie corrected my, pronunciation,
This is
Magyar.
Magyar, Hungarian. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, again, don't even know what peppers were unless it was distinctly looking different because of the poor labeling I have. Uh, we're gonna fix next year. The bullnose is a that's a bell pepper, right? Kind of like California Wonder. I think that's the one I grew this year too, and it made a good amount on the plant.
Yeah, those Jimmy Nardellos would probably be a really good one for you because they were good producers and they're mild.
Yeah, mild is what I need. I've grown them once, and it was here, and it was not very successful. And I feel like something got messed up because they tasted hot to me. But then I gave one to somebody else, and they were like, "That's not hot at all." So I don't know. And
So that's what's kind of interesting about those, Anaheims. Most of them are, really teeny-weeny, heat, but every now and then you'll get one that's like, "Oh, hello."
is that the one you bit the other day, and it was too much?
No, I think it was I think I actually ate one of the paprikas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that took 2 glasses of milk, 2 glasses of milk till I felt normal again.
Yeah, I'm not eating I'm not eating hot peppers. If we have a show here tomorrow night, or if we have a show on Diva in the Dirt, I'm gonna show what I made with hot peppers today. I'm starting some stuff.
Oh,
Um,
good.
Adam says electrical tape works. I use it on the Mrs. Cannabis plants later in the season when they get heavy and our rains come back before harvest time. Oh, that's stressful to have all the weight on the plant and then it's rain season. Dusty says when going with a short day veg, be prepared to check the harvest. Oh, it creeps up on you. Yeah, that's one thing that crops that need to be checked every day, cucumbers and peas and green beans were in my life, and I let some go way too past my taste because I don't live there. And so I need to have a better handling on picking those specific crops because having the waste bothers me. when it's delicious food, right?
Can you give that to one of the kids as their responsibility?
It works most of the time.
Mhm.
Like the peas are a big seller ticket for jobs. Everyone
Okay.
signs up for that, you know.
Mhm.
Green beans, one kiddo will do those. And the cucumbers. See, I have one kiddo that loves harvesting, and I have one kiddo that likes weeding, and one kiddo that likes planting if I were to lay it out, which is great. But that's this year's garden. I don't know what they're going to want to do next year, but for sure, having people help me. I told other family members go out there and pick it. Nobody ever did. So, you know, good evening, Janet. Welcome to the conversation. Yes, we have to add that to the timeline of Bowtie's life that we're keeping track of when he gives us information that he studied Hungarian in Budapest one summer. Oh, in 1990. There, everybody, put it on your bingo card. What is this? Brook trout one. I put 10 to 12 chili peppers in a concrete mixer. What? My buddy said peppers need room. I wouldn't get hardly any. I'm on my fourth harvest. They just keep going. What's a concrete mixer? Because I was thinking of the machine that mixes concrete, Robin.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
So brook trout one. What? Oh yeah, tomorrow's Saturday. There's a show at the Urban Gardener, The Art of Permaculture, featuring Andrew Millison and the J-Bot. I should be able to be in that chat. Tepin pepper?
Ooh, what is that one? Is that a
I don't
long
know what a
pepper?
tepin.
I've never heard it before.
Pest Hunter Outdoors, tell us more about tepin pepper. Uh, I'm gonna say basil. I want to grow it in its own lane instead of doing all this companion planting because it got all stressed out with light. Like I planted tomatoes too close together, and then the basil was like reaching for light, and then I didn't even know what basil was what. So again, labeling, we will do better with, and I have a plan. But I want it to have its own spot because I had dreams of all this basil tea that didn't happen. It's a very tiny but hot pepper. Okay, usually all the tiny ones are hot. What's this?
You know, I sort of dreamed about having like a little tea garden area. And I really think I'm gonna try for that next year because I really enjoyed the lemon verbena together with the lemon drop basil as a tea. Was good both ways, hot and cold. Oh, and a couple of leaves of stevia for some sweet. Yum.
I've thought of the same thing, like having a designated tea garden, but then my brain goes, just grow those plants with everything else. But if I could give them their own space to breathe and I could find them, then I will actually have tea. So this is what it is. It was a plastic tub and it was correct. So we planted stuff in it. I love that.
Okay.
Here's
That's
the
the good
pepper,
side.
bird's eye
Good.
pepper. Um, do you know anything about a red Sauvignon habanero? It
Mm-mm.
sounds like something I can't have.
Oh, I used to eat habaneros and habanero sauce, but now I just find it a little too hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like hot. I do like hot. I just don't like it to wipe out my taste buds so I can't taste things.
Yeah, exactly. I want to enjoy food later.
Mhm.
Um, now I'm not sure I'm familiar with Andrew Millison's work, honestly, Adam. So to say this sentence, almost as amazing as Dr. Elaine Ingham, that's a huge. I need to know about him then, and we'll keep your secret safe. It's okay. So the cucumbers and dill, great harvest. We are seed saving our hearts out on that. Um, I planted 3 different kinds and I planted a lot just to make sure I would get some. And I was harvesting 5-gallon buckets of
Oh,
cucumbers when I
they
would
were
harvest.
gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah, because I can use them for juicing and I'm trying to get my skills down for fermenting So when I grow the baby cucumbers next year, I can have some to do that with because pickling them with vinegar doesn't work for my household. But if I can get my palate into fermenting and the skill down for fermenting, I would like to do a batch or whatever of those for myself. Uh, I haven't figured out where things are going as far as crop rotation, to be honest with you. Um, and I'm gonna try and just plant the cucumbers I've saved instead of buying new seed. Unless someone has some fantastic cucumber suggestion, then I will probably buy that seed. But I'm gonna try to just grow what I've saved. The cucumbers were off the charts this year. Dusty, I wish I would have weighed my harvest. That's another goal for next year is get an actual scale designated for that at the garden. Because
Mhm.
bringing it home to weigh it doesn't work. We tried that this year. Guess how many things we weighed? 2, and then we stopped. Jay shares Andrew Millison is an agent for change who shares permaculture wisdom through expressions of art, design, and multimedia storytelling.
Mm.
Okay, that's a description. This is the rating for that tepin chili.
Yeah, that's higher than I like to go these days.
Yeah. Flea size? Well, thank you for sharing. Marigolds, I planted a whole bunch, 4 different kinds, I think, all around the perimeter of one of the gardens, and I've seed saved from them. But Gear Grind in 19 did bring up a point of, you know, I think the one I love, the strawberry blonde marigold, is a hybrid. And so I'm still going to plant them, but I think I need to pick up that hybrid again because they were beautiful.
Um, yeah, I had African and then like the traditional bicolor French. I had the
Mhm.
Naughty Marietta, which is a red, it's beautiful. And no, it's the Naughty is the yellow with the red center, and then the red one is a red metamorph. And all of them were lovely. And then I picked up a couple of six packs of, like mixed small ones. Oh, and the big pom pom ones. So I had marigolds in the front, on the side, in the towers. I have them everywhere. But they're good. They're good plants.
I want to put them more places. Like I kind of stuck them all in one place this year, and so I want to fill up have some in the food forest on the west end where it gets hot and sunny. Have some down at the shade garden, as well as up in the sun annual garden.
I'd say if you're going to only have two flowers in your garden, the marigolds and alyssum are probably your best choices to draw in the beneficials.
I would like alyssum to grow for me. I think I just grew it with too many other things and it got choked out. Trying to think of where I've seen that planted with for combinations. What do you say planting alyssum with normally? Is it cucumbers or tomatoes?
I plant it all around in the garden.
Okay.
Um, so because it draws in particular hoverflies, which will help with the aphids. So and they're just pretty. Oh, and they smell good. On my front walkway coming up to the front door, I have alyssum all along the edge. And
Oh,
on a still day with a light breeze day, especially if the air is rather heavy, oh my god, the fragrance is just so captivating. Ooh,
I am looking for a ground cover plant that can tolerate that hot sun in the afternoon. Would you say alyssum can handle full sun?
alyssum can handle full sun. It's a really interesting flower. It'll go in the early spring when it's still cool. It'll go through the summer and then it'll just jump as soon as it gets cool again in the fall and really be pretty. If you do the old fashioned, more heirloom varieties, you definitely have to, give it a good haircut a couple of times.
Mm,
The hybrids, you probably only have to give a haircut to once in the season.
okay. Botai has a fail to announce. Discovered today that the beans have horrible root knot. Eek.
Oh gosh.
That's stressful.
Watch my video, Bowtie, about the biofumigant. I can't tell you if it completely worked yet or not, but I've worked hard at it, and next year will be the test.
Dusty says the melons were a bummer this year. Strange, but don't think they liked the heat. Used a whole bag of composted manure under each. Not buying bags anymore. It doesn't look like anything.
Okay, your melons. Normally, melons have always loved the heat in my garden. The only thing that I've ever found to be an issue were the dang cucumber beetles, which took them out. Um, they like a lot of nitrogen. Sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but when I started feeding my melon patch nitrogen, I really had a better outcome.
Good tip. Dusty says in July, agastache and sea holly. I couldn't get close because they were humming with all kinds of pollinators.
Oh,
My
lovely.
borage and comfrey flowers. Those are the ones that I saw always active. What about you, Robin?
Oh, didn't have any borage this year, but that's always a good draw. Boy, everything was really active. I'd have to say the thing that was the most over the top active was when the sweet autumn clematis bloomed. It just,
Really?
oh my God, when you would get near it and it would just hum.
Bowtie says for Robin, I will put beans in a whole new bed next year. Planning a bed full of marigolds next year. That'll be pretty.
Else, you know what, Bowtie? I will send you some of those marigolds, the the two that are good for biofumigation. Uh, email me your address.
Okay, Adam says alyssum is a 50-50 for me. It either takes off like a rocket from spring to fall or it's puttered out before early June. We had beets. I planted so many beets and they looked great, and then all of a sudden there was no beets.
What
I
do you
don't
think
know.
happened?
It's like, so it was under the cucumbers with the dill. So part of me says everything grew and beets shaded out.
Mhm.
Part of me says something came and ate them. I did another planting elsewhere and I never got a beet from it. I started beets indoors and then planted the transplant out in the fall. And you'll see tomorrow's show and tell what happened if we had beets or not. Good evening, Mad Farm. We're reflecting on the year.
Bunnies love beets. So, um, this this is one I've done, Badger Flame. This is from row 7. Uh, and it's the second year I did it, and yum, yum, yum. Plus, they're cool when you slice them
Yeah,
down the middle. They look like they have a flame on the inside, so they're just really cool. It tastes a lot like a golden beet. If you've ever had a golden beet.
I have, and I prefer those if I'm gonna eat them, like roasted and stuff. If I'm juicing, I usually go for the dark. What do you call it? Purple or red? That color.
Mhm.
Um, but I didn't get the opportunity to do that because of the bunny or whatever happened. You know. Uh,
Those those dark ones are more earthy in flavor.
yeah.
Golden
So
ones,
the
less of that.
let's see. Bull's blood and Cylindra are what
Mhm.
I'm familiar with. Now, Nate at Garden Like a Viking grew something else this year, and it sounds like it's one that will stay in his garden from now on, but I can't remember the name of the beet. Um, so I will have to go back and figure that out and try it. Of course, we have to try it, right?
There's one that I like that, is called Chioggia,
Oh,
Chioggia, I think. It looks like peppermint on the inside.
yeah.
Um, and it's really, like the bull's blood, you got red everywhere,
Yes,
no matter how hard you try. The Chioggia doesn't, so that's nice.
that's true. I wanted to grill beets because I'm not a fan of pickled beets that I know of. Never had one that I liked. And then there was like grated beet, I think, on a salad, and then fermenting beets. I wanted to try all those things. So maybe next year.
Yeah, grated beet, is great. Well, I like beets, so you can give it to me pickled or cooked or roasted, and I'll eat it. I love it. Juiced.
Yeah. Dusty says that one is their favorite, the one that you're talking about.
The Chioggia. That, it's got a great flavor. It's somewhere between a golden and, the earthiness of, like, your Detroit red, and then no bleeding stuff.
Mhm. Okay, so the dry beans, I felt like took forever to do something, and I didn't plant enough because this is all I have. Whatever this is size-wise. Normally I get almost a half-gallon jar full, so this is not enough to get me to the next time we harvest dried beans.
Mhm.
It's very disappointing. My plan next year, for those that haven't seen, I bought pounds of bean seed that are bush beans to grow to mature to dry. And we're just gonna bomb everywhere we can, putting a bean seed in everywhere. And I like growing beans for drying because it's kind of a set it and forget it crop, which is perfect for my garden away from home. Now, there's always new varieties that are worth trying. And so, what's your favorite dry beans, everybody? I did Good Mother Stollard and was it 1500-year-old cave bean, but there's so many other cute ones. And then what did I buy this year? I'll have to do that at the seed haul. I've showed it, I don't remember. I think some of the typical ones, and I'd like some cool named ones, purple ones.
I I
Lentils bow tie.
I have those, yin yang beans, but I'm not gonna eat eat them. 'em. I'm saving them to grow again. And I have some turtle bean seeds, the black bean, to try.
There was that one that looks like a cow. I think Diva in the Dirt was talking about. Those are cute. I might I might grow those. I don't know what it was called though.
You mean the yin yang bean?
I don't know. She called it said it looked like a cow.
Yeah, well, it kinda does. It's black and white.
Is that maybe that bean? Oh, okay.
Hang
I don't know.
on.
I'll have to ask her.
Oh, I've got them here somewhere.
If anybody knows what I'm talking about.
Well, here's my Borlatos dried,
Let's
but I
see.
have them in the freezer also. Oh, come on, Robin. You don't have them in here? This is my for
To
the
plant.
seed library.
Oh, for the library. Okay.
Oh, this I've got that blur thing
We're
going on
a
here
little there we
tonight.
go. That's better.
So that'll be hopefully 1,000 packets for them.
Mhm.
Seriously, where did you chuck those yin yang beans? I know I was keeping them for myself, so I might not have put them in here.
Right.
They actually look like a little yin yang symbol. The black and white.
Yeah.
Nope, they're not in here.
Dusty grew tiger eye beans and kidney beans. Haven't tried them yet. That's a lot of seeds, says Miss Sharon.
Yeah, it was a lot of work.
Oh, this is the one, Jay. Jacob's cattle bean. Looks like a cow. That's the one.
I remember that. I remember her
Jacob's
talking about
cattle. Yep.
it.
I would like to
Okay,
try that, possibly.
Apparently, I have to go on a hunt for the yin yang beans.
Storms Radio says, I like the simplicity of growing beans. It's usually one of my first to get started. It's a
Really?
large seed and it's easy, quick to grow. It's a winner for most beginner gardeners and all around. Like I said, set it and forget it. I did attempt again this year to grow popcorn. And so this is teeny tiny, the best looking one out of the whole field or whatever. Because if you haven't heard, the wind took them down. There was pests, and the field around the property had corn in it as well. So I was panicked about timing, and I planted it too late, I think, and not enough. And so we're not going to grow. Oh, you have a bean popcorn next year at all? Oh yeah, it's like
So,
half and half perfectly with a little dot. Are you kidding me? How'd they get it to do that?
yep. And that's what they look like. So they kind of look like little cattle. Oh my God, I have. Whoa, I've got three more kinds of seeds that I didn't know.
Oh, goody. It's like Christmas.
It's a good problem.
Yeah.
I thought I had
Just
I thought I had gotten a grip on all of them. It's a rain day tomorrow, so I'll get a grip.
right, right. Dusty says black beans, Jacob cattle, red and Jacob cattle last year, all delicious. Miss Sharon grew a few speckled butter beans. That's probably a bigger bean then, if I'm thinking right. A butter bean.
I did a cranberry bush bean
Oh
that
yeah.
made good dry beans.
I'll be planting those next year. I liked them. I like when it looks pretty in the jar too, to be honest.
The yin yang's also known as
This one, orca bean or calypso bean. Okay. I think that's crazy that it has the half and half with the dot and everything. How
I
did they even
know.
do that? What? Okay, so onions. I really need to get better at that because they're such a staple in life. And yes, there's an onion farm so many miles away, but come on. So Robin and I have talked behind the scenes about the tips and tricks on onions to do better next year. What do you want to share, Robin?
I, I'm just going to say get the F1 Patterson because it's not going to knock your soft huge, but it's a good size for cooking, and they store marvelously. I pretty much have become self-sufficient in onions because of the Patterson
Yeah, it's a long day onion. And she was talking about lots of nitrogen in the beginning until the solstice.
until they bulb. And once they start to bulb, then you can stop the nitrogen. The nitrogen helps it put on lots of leaves, and the more leaves it puts on, the more layers to the bulb.
Right.
The Walla Walla is tasty. It's mild. They get big. The Kelsey is good, but you can't get it here readily. Ooh, the Red of Florence is a really nice onion, and it's nice because you can eat it as a green onion, small, like a scallion size,
Okay.
or let them go big and bulb and have a good red onion, and they store nicely. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, there we go.
Uh, oh, that was fast. Okay, here. Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's at the oh goodness, that is at the scallion stage. But you can just let those babies bulb up and they store really nicely. Red ruby or ruby red, and I usually get them from Mi Gardner. Those store really well too for a red onion.
Storms Radio says, I have only had one crop of black-eyed peas produced for me. I am going to try again spring of 2026. So I grew this cowpea So like
Mhm.
it's a dark purple, and this is how many we have, which I call a success. Now, how am I going to use them? I don't know. Really, honestly, it's put it in a soup, I guess.
Sure.
You know, I just thought it'd be another form of protein, and it was something to grow vertically with the tomatoes. I think I'll do it again. Thank you, Jay, for the link about the yin yang bean. I see you, Bowtie, in the comment section saying those things. Um,
Have you ever done
but
shallots or leeks?
if I have, they died. I can't recall harvesting anything. I would like to. I don't know when I would plant a leek. When do you put leeks in the ground?
Leeks are a little bit fussier because you have to start them early and then let them get about, big as your pinky and then plant them deep in a hole. Um, but, they go right till the end of the season, so you've got that to eat. So having a few leeks would be good. Shallots are good. It's a milder flavor. You typically harvest them around the same time as the onions, give or take, but they store for a long time, but they're smaller. So if you don't, well, unless you get like the banana shallots, like a Zabroon or something.
So you remember that farm that sells the onions?
Dixondale?
Dixondale. Do they sell leek starts?
I would think they probably would.
Because
They
you
do.
start yours from seed, right?
I do. I
Yeah.
start them from seed.
I was thinking of using other people's expertise next year and ordering that kind of stuff in.
Sure.
Um, so I wonder if they have
Sometimes
it.
it's almost worth it because if you think about me starting mine off in early February under grow lights and all the fuss, they travel with me back and forth to Door County.
Yeah.
You know,
And
it's
I can't ever get them big enough, and then they're small outside, and they're struggling in behind, and it's like you only have so much time before the hours of the sun change, and so it's not something I wanna just have a good year.
absolutely pick your
Jay
battles.
Yeah, exactly. Jay says, "If I recall, Shawnee's popcorn issue related to pests in a neighbor's cornfield." So all the ones that survived the windstorm, which is what Storms Radios was talking about, everybody that was still okay got eaten by corn rootworm, cornworm, like beetles and worms all in there. It was so gross. And now that pest is in the soil, so that's why we're not growing corn there next year.
They do have leak starts at Dixondale.
Okay. And so when do I order that stuff? Do I order it when I need it or do I order it now and they ship it when it's time? Kind of like with garlic. You know how you order garlic?
I've not ordered from Dixondale, but I would say order it sooner rather than later. And almost all of these places ship when it's safe to ship.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't see shallots as an option there, so you probably can't.
Okay. Because, yeah, the garden center's closed. The one that would have had shallots and stuff. They're not open they're
You
just
can
doing farmer
often
stuff.
you can often get shallot bulbs in the spring at the big box store.
Okay. Dusty Flats, Patterson, Blush and Sierra Blanca, Walla Walla, Red Wing, and Alyssa?
Elster Craig. Yeah,
Elsa.
that's a big onion. It's Scottish, I believe, and it's sweet. I've done it before. I actually have some
Yeah.
seed for that. I
Oh,
might
okay.
I'll share some with you. You can just do a few.
Sure. Uh, so let's see. I like this talk of planting your storage onion, a onion that you can eat because it doesn't store well and having a leak in the ground. So at the end of the season, there's still something coming out. I like this flow of the stages, right?
Mhm. And I keep bunching onions the whole season. I start them about 3 times, and I like to start them in a little clump of, like, 6 or 8, and then have them, dotted around the garden and in pots. And then you've always got the onion flavor available.
Yeah, exactly. I would like to get better at bunching onions, putting them here and there. Now I do have, was it the garlic chives that might take over next year? Stay tuned
Mhm.
for future garden tours because they've all went to seed and I just let them fly everywhere. Um,
That'll
I'll
give
have
you a light, delicate flavor. The bunching onion's gonna give you a little bolder flavor.
That's good to know, like depending on what you want. So I have the Learn as You Grow shirt today, t-shirt, and Robin has
Ooh, I
the
sure do.
Grow Every Day in Every Way t-shirt. And so I need to actually do another order and get some winter gear. I need to get some either just a sweater or a hoodie or a hat or something because it's seriously heading into winter over here. And it's cold in this little corner in the computer.
Oh,
Dusty says, I just learned that shallots come in bulb form and can be grown from seed. I think the bulbs produce multiples.
yes, certain varieties do. Like red sun is a nice one that produces multiple bulbs. They don't get very big. They're, you know, golf ball size or less. If
Oh,
you want a good
Serena. Sorry, what?
if you want a good big one, Zabroon or Monique are nice.
She just pulls these names out of her hat over there, Robin. She, you just know the names of things. It's crazy.
I'm
But
variety girl.
you've been growing for how many years again?
A couple.
A couple. She says a couple. Okay, so Serena is going to be wearing her Shawnee Grows sweatshirt to service this Sunday morning. That's amazing.
Woohoo!
I don't know if Storms is serious or he's messing with me, but um, learn as you grow is this T-shirt. Let's see. Winter squash and pumpkins. Well, I had the squash vine borer. Insert dramatic music here. We performed surgeries and ripped things out and planted it deep. And next year, our plan is to plant mustard seed for a natural biofumigation. I bought a pound of seed. Okay, we're serious. And I need to research which ones are the cucurbita machata. I think is the one I'm supposed to grow that they're more resistant to, and make a plan around that. Now I have seed saved from a lot of the winter squash over the years. It's sort of a thing from my family that I've passed down that seed. But
Mhm.
the pumpkins next year, we're gonna try some new stuff. So I'm excited for that. And I'm gonna try and introduce eating pumpkins because we usually just use them to look at. And we're gonna try new things. So I'm gonna fill a space. We might have to break new ground just to do it all. Because I want to try it all. Got to give them room
I
to.
roasted a red curry squash yesterday, which Uichi curry is probably my favorite tasting one. Well, this red curry is just as good. And I just was like, oh, the only place I can get this is someplace else because the squash vine borers just love it.
Yeah. Oh, and like rosemary and then something else. You can plant it around the base and maybe
The
plant
health?
later to try and
No,
confuse them, I guess. I don't know.
um, yeah. Sometimes you just get lucky
Oh,
because
what's the stuff? Is it spinosad that you can
you know,
spray at the
sad,
base
yeah, yeah,
once a week?
Um, I I don't know if it works or not, but if you figure it out, I want to know the formula
Yeah,
because
for
I've
sure.
got a lot of them that I would love to be able to grow. And I just, oh, there was a zucchini, little 8 ball zucchini. They're really nice, tasty, and it's a great size for 2 people for one meal. Um, but boy, those went down with the squash vine borer a couple years. So I don't do them anymore.
Yeah, once you get burned on something and you have limited space and there's only so much time, it puts a bad taste in your mouth for sure.
It
Yep.
does.
Yeah. Now, one of my favorite things is carrots. And you think I'd be a better carrot grower based on my excitement, but I'm really not that great at it. And so when I did the spring planting, one of them I made the frosting tube, like the cornstarch slurry, and one of them I mixed it with sand, and I I don't even know if I forked the bed and put compost down, I can't remember. But they were like every single seed germinated and I still had terrible clumps and never thinned anything out, and some of the carrots grew really well. I think it's in the tour that we did in October,
Mhm.
but a lot of it was a fail. But now my fall carrots look fantastic, and today I did pull some out and they're looking great. Now I don't remember a variety difference. Okay, people, that would again, more better variety paying attention this next year. So I'm gonna plant more carrots and pay more attention and really prep the bed and can I don't know, seed tape, Robin, I think is your secret
Seed tape,
for
if you
carrots.
don't wanna have to thin.
I don't want to thin.
Yep, then and the kids are gonna love making that. Cut the
Okay.
strips and then make the little flour and water paste and,
Okay.
plant put them about every 2 inches or so. I did a new carrot this year,
Okay.
sugar snacks. Yep, sugar snacks. Love this
Never heard
carrot.
of that.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of it. Oops.
Oh, there's no picture? Oh, come on.
Come on. Oh,
Seed company.
okay, forget it.
So, is it orange and short or long and purple or what do we
It
got
can
here?
be long. It can be a long one, but the flavor, I mean, dynamic. They are so sweet. And then after they were kissed by a few frosts, they just got sweeter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They were gorgeous. I like the Karuta Shin or Shin Karuta. I've seen it listed both ways. And then I have an F1 called Bolero, which is really nice.
Bolero, yep.
I've done one called Envy. That's also an a nice F1 as well. The only carrots I really would put on my bad list are Atomic Red and Black Nebula because every time I've tried to grow them, they just bolt,
Wow, bolt?
bolt.
Wow.
They're
I
old-fashioned heirlooms, both of
can't
them.
believe that they bolt. That's crazy. The thing with my garden is I don't want carrots that are huge, long because of the soil. Like I can't pull a carrot out. I have to fork it and prep it. Um, unless I grow carrots in containers, which I think um Tony, Simplify Gardening, I think he did teach people how to do that. So I might have to go over there and look at that to guarantee carrot harvest somewhere. But
The
Bolero I've
Crudeshin
done.
the
Go ahead.
Crudeshin might be good because they're, you know,
Yeah, I
shorter.
always look for that size. So like Scarlet Nantes, Danver, the Bolero. Um, usually, sometimes I grow that. What is it? Red Chantenay. I've had that one. But have I had success with it? Not so much. Rainbow carrots are pretty, but I don't think they taste all that great, to be honest.
Well,
Um,
see, then there's no use growing it, right? If they don't taste good.
yeah, I haven't put it in the garden since I discovered it was like, well, Adam says it's frustrating how most companies don't give an option for shipping dates. The county I live in is unique to the rest of Oregon. My shipments of most tubers and bulbs are usually late for planting. That is a whole predicament there.
Mm. I wonder if it's where they're coming from because, some of the companies wanna make sure they ship it after the threat of frost because,
Yes.
who knows what's happening from where they're sending it from till it gets to you in the frost cycle and getting stuck in some cold warehouse or cold truck or
Yep. So Adam, Okay. Some thoughts on that, if you want my opinion, is is there anywhere local so you have the power of when they get brought into your garden? Have you tried, I think it's Holland bulb farms or Holland farms, um, to see if their timing is better based on your address? And have you tried to just add to the order a comment or an email saying, please ship mine on blank day? I don't know, right? Any of those things? CR, where have you been? Hello. Let's see. Dusty says sugar snacks are great. Imperators carrots are long. Yeah, no long carrots for me. Let's see. Lots of chit chat. Nante's carrots are also great. Yeah, and Bolero. I agree. Not fond of colored carrots. Yeah, they just, they weren't super carroty. Oh, bow tie's heading out. But there is a premiere tomorrow. Side-eyeing Robin, bow tie is.
I think he wants me to be there.
Interesting.
Since it's 9 a.m., the 6 a.m. was a no-go.
I know, I told him earlier, "Don't you dare expect." Are
Expect us.
you kidding me?
We're night owls.
Okay, so then watermelons. First year growing successful watermelons. We built an entire patch just for them. We had clover as a ground cover with them. I had, let's see, calendula and nasturtiums because I was worried about pollinators not finding them. I don't know what I did for at planting time with fertilizers. Like one row, I think I put some amendments in, and the rest I was sick of it at that point. And we tried to stay on a watering schedule. Like we had a designated sprinkler for them, but then I never liquid fed them. And then they didn't taste good. Nobody tasted like the watermelons you get from the watermelon truck guy. So I don't know what to feed the watermelons. And then now next year, that garden is no longer. I have to do this in a new spot or incorporate it into gardens I already have. So, how do you make a watermelon taste good? I don't know.
It's all about when you pick it,
Because
for
it's
the
like
most part.
the vines were dying and the watermelons still either weren't fully mature or they were passing all the mature tests. The vine had died even and they still tasted like nothing. So,
Um, the the little stem, well, you know this, but the stem
the
needs to
tendril.
start getting hard, where it's the stem that attaches right to the watermelon. The tendril needs to be brown. Um, and then you just give it the thump. I always do the personal size ones, and you just thump it, and it's got that thumpy sound like you want it to have. And I give it a good sniff too, especially with like the cantaloupes.
Oh, the
They
cantaloupes, I let go too long and were mushy in the garden, like every single one of them, because I
Oh
wasn't
boy.
checking it. And they were little, like the size of my fist. Um,
Was
Messed
that the
that up too.
Minnesota midget?
That was one of them. Yep. Kajari, Minnesota midget. I don't remember what the other one was. I failed that one too. I would
The
like to do a
Katari
little
are
better
those
next
cool
year.
stripe ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, GT Junior Grows Alaska giving ideas on another seed purchase. There you go. Then we'll get a seed haul over on GT Junior Grows Alaska. Okay, so yeah, I'll do that again next year somewhere, but
I would
I don't know what
probably,
I'm doing.
I mean, if you want some big ones for the kids, do it, but I think I would mix in more of the personal size ones because of the length of your season to make sure that
Yes,
they come off to ripeness by the time,
right.
it's
Yeah,
like
there's
sugar
the
baby.
local food truck, that's not there's a produce truck and he always brings Black Diamond, but I think they come from Iowa to be honest. Which gets warmer faster than us. And it's like, why aren't my watermelons as big and beautiful and tasty as yours? Tell me
Mhm.
the secrets. So then, perennial report. So I had planted new perennials like I do every year now that I have this space. And this year, I'll be honest, I didn't really water them like you're supposed to when they're new. I just trusted everything to work out, and I possibly put some in bad places, like too hot, too sunny, as they're trying to emerge from their stick to life. So I lost a plum tree, a hazelnut tree, juniper berries, a hardy kiwi, gooseberry. I think the rhubarb died, to be honest. I don't even know. We'll find out next year. All the grapes, the Viking and narrow aronia berries, all of those I had to get refunds on. Which so, like, nothing worked this year pretty much, where the year before, all the perennials were fine because I
Okay.
watered them. So it wasn't my bad, possibly. Or it's because it got too hot.
Combination, maybe.
All of it. I didn't feed them. I didn't do anything. So I will be smarter next spring,
Can
which means
you,
limiting the amount I can handle to water.
yeah,
What was it?
yeah. Can you put a line out there, a drip line out there?
Um, it's no. What,
Not
what was
easily.
what was two things were supposed to happen. One was trenching water line to another hydrant at that end of the property. Nobody ever came and did that. Second thing was, why don't we get a water tank for the tractor? Because then I can put amendments in it too, and I can drive the tractor up to where I need to go and water. And that didn't happen. So buckets and hoses is it is. Um, and then just watching the rain forecast like we do as gardeners, like putting things in right before a good rain is coming really helps. And then just remembering to check on it. Now, I did get my first ever elderberry harvest, so they're in the freezer ready for me to destem and cook to make syrup this winter. And man, they make huge bundles of elderberries. And the bushes are doing this thing where one of the stems is just laying flat on the ground, which the property owner can't stand. So I guess I need to cut it. Because I can't figure out how to get it to stay up without it looking bad. And they look like they're running. Like they're gonna fill in this hedgerow possibly, which is fine with me. Um, Dusty says birds got the elderberries this year. They had some for me. Now maybe it's because it's new. They don't really know about it, but I was really happy to have that. And then Mexican sunflowers were new for me this year, and man, are they wonderful!
Those are pretty. Those
They're
pictures. Oof.
the color, the height, everything was on them. Doing that again, always. The strawberries are a touchy subject. So the strawberries are very old and mismanaged as far as take out the old, leave the new, and pathways and accessibility. We had too much rain in May. And so when you get a hard rain, when your fruit is trying to ripen, it like flushes out all of the flavor and then they become mushy. So I had picked what I could. And I should have been pulling out the plants that were making the really tiny strawberries because that they need to go. They're old. They're just making pointless waste of my time fruit, but I didn't.
Mhm.
So next year is all this work ahead of me and like laying down proper mulch for pathways so I can like sit and pick versus breaking my back. And I planted brand new strawberries over in one of the food forests, and now that's a giant mess. They're everywhere over there. So I don't know if that was a good idea, but we have brand new plants over there now. Do you grow strawberries, Robin?
I do. I'll tell you what I did this year was I really pulled out a lot of strawberries in between my old strawberries, and everything did better. Nothing did fantastic. And I have these ones that I got at Menards of all places that were just marked strawberries. And there's some kind of an alpine, the little tiny
Oh,
ones that
yeah.
keep fruiting. And you're never going to get a ton of fruit at one time, but they're really tasty and they keep coming. In the green stalk, I put some kind of a alpine. white one, kind of pineapple-y flavor. And those are fun to snack on, but it's not as tasty as a good big red one.
Right. And there is a strawberry farm here, so I could just let them do it, and like buy a flat every week for eating and then a flat for preserving. I like to freeze them for smoothies. We do our favorite jam is strawberry. Um, but something about having them on your own land, I need to just manage it better because it's just a mess. Let's see. Dusty says birds got the cherries also. The catbirds were sneaky with covered honeyberries, but I caught them sneaking in. So all of my honeyberries have never made a berry.
How long have you had them?
Well, the one has been there 5 years, and the other ones have been there, I don't know, is next year 2 years maybe? Next year is the second year for them. So, and also my blueberries that I had in containers here were making blueberries, and then now that I put them out there in the ground, they're not making blueberries. So is it
Oh,
just amending it with the acidity? I need
it
to
sh-
just
it should be your year for the honeyberries because if you go with the first year they creep, second year they leap,
leap? Yeah.
or what's the saying?
Anybody? Yeah. Sleep,
Creep, leap,
leap, creep.
sleep, creep, leap. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Oh, Adam says,
we
"Gotta
got
run."
there.
Yeah, I'm hoping next year we get all kinds of things. My fruit trees have never flowered and produced fruit, and they are only on year 2 this year in my possession. Next year will be year 3. So we might have a whole different gardening experience next year with just the perennials. Like I'll be able to harvest my asparagus next year
Mm.
for the first time without feeling guilty about it. J3GS Farms, what's up? I saw you sharing the fruit tree video earlier of your situation over there. There, Bowtie. What? I thought Bowtie went to bed. Sleep, creep, leap.
Oh, he left the
Uh,
computer on. You can't sleep with the
apparently
computer on.
he's in the chair, you know. GT Junior Grows in Alaska says, I have my bear trees indoors. I hope they do well. It's an experiment, GT, because you're wanting to keep them in a container indoors until spring.
Do you have any cherry trees?
Yeah, I have one, and um, it's the sour cherry because we can't grow sweet ones here, which I'm mad about because I love a good Bing and Rainier cherry. So let's see. What is the name of my cherry tree? Do you have cherry trees?
I do. I have two. I have a tartan and a North Star. So they're both kind of sour cherries, but they're lovely. And the cherries are fun because it's the first fruit, right?
Montmorency, I think
Montmorency,
is the
those
one
are
I
good.
have.
They're sort of
And
sweet.
and I want the Romeo Juliet cherry bushes,
Hmm.
but I don't have any right now.
I would like them too.
This says North Star and Meteor I'm supposed to grow. I guess we should buy more trees.
Well, North Star I
Yay.
have, and that's my little one that's weepy. If you've ever seen me, I'm always sitting and uh harvesting from that one. That little thing just it goes to town. It is very productive. And it's never going to get bigger because when it was really really little on the main stem, a bird landed on it and broke it
Broke
off.
the leader. Yes.
Mhm.
Ah.
So it's
I
it's
have
stuck it's stuck being a junior.
right. It's an Asian pear tree that was great, and then the deer chewed it, and
Oh,
all the leaves came off. This was last year, and then I was like, "Oh," and I fed it and I caged it, and it put on new leaf growth. Now this year at the bottom, there's a big like stem with leaves and a big stem with leaves, and this is the main, but this didn't put on any new length, and so it's like those look so good, but I have to cut them in the winter because that's not appropriate growth for balance for the tree. at all, right? I got it. They're way at the. They're like this far up from the ground, coming out of the. Those have to go.
So it would be more like a bush effect then if you let them go.
Because I thought, okay, do we try this? Since the main one got damaged
Mhm.
down so much, I don't know what to do.
Well, you might have to. My mulberry, this should be my year coming up.
Oh, really?
Yep. So the first year was nothing. Second year, I got a couple of handfuls, and so I'm waiting for big things next year.
The mulberry that I thought was damaged to death in the alley that's on somebody else's property and I don't think they know it's there is putting it put on new growth. It's not dead. And that's the one that I took the cuttings from and I planted a mulberry out at the garden in a spot that no one that the property owner isn't aware of what's going to happen if that thing actually produces purple staining berries. So it's in the furthest corner where cars, nobody's gonna possibly be affected, hopefully, by it if I can keep it alive.
That's absolutely where they need to be, is somewhere where it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Mine is a dwarf, theoretically, and my girlfriend said the best way to do it is just put tarps or sheets underneath it and
Mm.
shake the snot out of it. And
Well, then all the spiders come too, FYI. I've done that. It
oh,
was just bugs. So, like, yes, you get all the berries. So just pick out the stems and leaves and bugs, and then you're good. So it depends, like, do you wanna hand pick everything or pick everything out of it? That was my experience because I went to somebody's property and they were like, "Yeah, I've got a mulberry tree," but it's, like, way overgrown, and it was like the bugs really icked me out about the whole experience. Bowtie is here talking about loquats. Next year's his year. There's a phone on a charger situation, folks, playing in his ear. Oh, Jay, plant purple staining fruit near where you hang white laundry. Janet, I wanted a Thai dwarf mulberry tree in my front yard a few months ago. Oh, I planted. Did I say wanted? Sorry. I planted a Thai dwarf mulberry. So is that the purple kind or the white? Isn't there a white mulberry?
there's all kinds of mulberries.
Oh, and red, I think.
I would love the one that makes the big
The really big.
berries.
Yeah, I don't think I can have that as a perennial here.
Mine are tiny because it was sort of a priority to me to have it on a dwarf, you know.
Rootstock, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to have to.
Oh, Anne, good morning to you. Let's see. Gardening away from home. What do I have wrote down here? Crops need daily picking. We hit that earlier. Peas and cucumbers and green beans. Told you how I missed out on things because I wasn't there picking every day. Um, things that are set it and forget it. Garlic, beans, potatoes, squash. I mean beans for drying. Onions, unless you're on that every 2 week fertilizer schedule. Andrew's Northwest Coins. Good evening. Let's see. Anne said, "How are you?" Well, thank you for asking. It was just a hectic day that um I had a lot of jobs I needed to do and every child had a giant list of behaviors, which is a form of communication and it tells you things and I'm just really glad that we're past that now and we're here together right now. It's great. This is where I need to be. Pakistan mulberry is the largest mulberry because the fruit is 6 inches long.
Oh, good golly, that would be cool.
That's so bizarre.
I've never seen that before. I've just seen the, like
Yeah.
2.5, 3-inch ones.
Like, I
Six,
think
cool.
Alabama, you can grow those longer ones. Oh, here, even J through GS Farms knows. Do you have one, J through GS Farms?
What's the zone for that one?
Oh, he has one? What?
Oh, cool.
I'm guessing like zone 7 for that
Zone
Pakistan.
for Pakistan mulberry. 7 to 10.
I was right, 7, yeah. And you're not, you're
I'm
5B.
5B.
Yeah, on a good year. Um, CRS to go at the top of the hour. Okay. So let's see. Experiments and techniques this year. I used grass clippings for mulch for the first time ever, and I loved it so much. We did use mostly our own grass clippings, which was, hey, children, would you like to earn some candy? Rake up this grass and put it in this bucket and bring it to me. Now, there was a property that called and was like, hey, can you come get these bags of stinky, moldy, rotting grass clippings? And then they just magically showed up at the garden property without talking to me about it. And I was like, yes, get it on the garden. And the property owner was like, what are you doing? So I think we have an understanding now that those are going to be used, please. And I also tried solarization, which was taking a DeWitt woven ground cover tarp on an area to kill out weeds and crops that were just not going well to reset the area during the heat of the summer. It was fantastic. Now, what I would like to see me do next year is if I'm not going to have that space planted in the summer, then cover crop it with a summer cover crop is what I would like to see versus just having the tarps everywhere or just planting it outright in the beginning and hoping for no disasters. And there is a video link to that in the description if you want to check that out. And then compost top dressing the potatoes. We all have the problem of not enough compost, but if I can top dress things with compost more, or actually get better at remembering to make fermented plant juices and compost teas, extracts actually I would do, not teas, to be honest. That would be great if I could just do that.
Didn't you use the clover um, as a booster for another crop?
That was for the watermelon patch. Yep. Um oh, and then I was walking the garden today. That one food forest doesn't have much in it. The west one, because everything keeps dying. It's just too hot. And so if I could find a perennial ground cover, that'd be great, but I also think I should just cover crop it next winter to feed the soil over there. Because in the summer, that's where all the pumpkins are running, so it gets shaded then. But nothing wants to survive over there. Everything I keep planting dies.
Maybe it would be. Do you think it's the soil or do you think it's lack of moisture?
Oh, lack of moisture with that heat. If I could keep water flowing to that area to help mitigate the heat, and keep the ground shaded somehow, like with the crop, I think things would do better having things because I have trees there that grow, but I'm missing all the other layers when you're talking about your shrub and your ground. And then for roots, I do potatoes there. The water is totally an issue there. Absolutely. Because that's when we get rain on the property, it starts at the rain garden, goes to the East Island, goes through Swing Set, goes through Strawberry Patch, ends at the West Island. That's how it flows out. So that's the
Mhm.
very last spot, and it dries up the fastest because of the sun there. Now, once those trees get bigger, Robin, we'll have some shade canopy to work with, but they are on year 2, so
Mm.
we're going to keep experimenting with that.
Do you have anything that you grew this year that you won't grow again, and
I
why?
really don't like that zucchini. I don't know if I'll waste
The
my
one
time.
you saved all the seed from?
I know. I even said when I did it, "Why am I doing this?" Um, I wanna try eggplant, but actually get an eggplant, so that doesn't answer that question either. So,
I've got a pack of seeds for you.
yay. Um, well, okay, that sword bean, the Jack and the Beanstalk bean, didn't I don't have enough time here. Never made its seed even on the inside, so I guess I'm not planting that again, for sure. Hmm. Oh, I'm not growing popcorn next year, but I'll grow it again at some point. I think you've been gardening long enough where you don't have that, "I'll never grow that again." Like, you've got your
Oh, I got
master.
I made a little pile right here. I will never grow the Manitoba tomato again.
Hmm.
It was tasteless, tasteless. I won't grow the Italian large leaf basil because it is not large leaf. It's like
Oh, okay.
and the Genovese tastes better and the Clancy potato. While it was fun to do these from seed, they are not storing well.
Oh, really?
So that's a probably never repeatable experiment. And the purple Vienna kohlrabi.
Mm.
2 years in a row has not formed a bulb for me. So this is now going to go into the microgreens
Yeah.
dash.
Eat it when it's young.
Mm-hmm.
Janet says, "Do you not like zucchini?" Not really, no. The only way I found that I would eat it was sliced it like coins or half moons and put it in a pan and sauteed it and then put it in a soup with tens of other things that taste good. I don't care for it. And everyone is like, grow zucchini and then that yellow summer squash thing and no.
Oh, and I won't grow those F1 tumbler tomatoes either.
Hmm.
It was cool because they were early, but tasteless. Yeah, that's another one I won't grow again.
I
We
don't even
learned.
know what I grew so much. Like for varieties and stuff, I would have to go back and watch my seed haul or when I started seeds with people on live streams to even know, oh, that's right, that one. I don't want that one again, you know. Oh, all your zucchini belong to me.
You'll do better with the labels next year.
Oh, yeah, I got a plan. The round zucchini, when we found it, was so sweet. It actually had flavor. Serena says she slices, batters, and air fries the zucchini and squash. A lot of people grill it around here too. It's like there's so many other things I'd rather put in my mouth than that. Um, so let's see. Lessons for next year. Focus on variety selection and labeling. Okay, like less fewer cherry tomatoes, for example. We spoke about more sauce tomatoes. Skipping the popcorn to break the pest cycle, rebuilding perennial section with tougher plants. So, like, really looking at the perennials I want to buy, where they really should go on the property, and then properly taking care of them, right? Fixing the strawberry bed situation, keep experimenting with mulch and compost top dressing and homemade fertilizers and feeds for the soil. And I wanted defoliar feed, but I'm not even going to say that anymore. I'm going to say I'm going to work on soil drenching
Mm-hmm.
and then stagger planting things or planting things that have different days to maturity at the same time to have that consistent stuff that comes in but isn't overwhelming because I'm not a household that does massive processing. I didn't can one thing this year. It either was um ate or frozen. And so I don't need things to come on all at once. I want to eat it as it's here. Now I want to get better at growing things that you just cure and put on the shelf. Like for example, these and squash, all that stuff. I don't want to in this time of my
I'm not I'm not hearing you. Mm. Oh, okay. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Well, looks like Shawnee. Okay, so you can hear you. Great. So I'll talk about a couple of flowers that I really got excited about this year and I'm going to do again. This one I had never tried before. It's called Gumfrina. And I got the white ones of these to germinate and I did them in a pot and ooh la la, were they gorgeous. I did two mixes. This one was called Grandma's Cut Flowers from Botanical Interests. And I got such neat, unusual flowers that I never have grown before. And they were surprises and fun surprises. And I will totally do that again. And this one was called the Blue Flower Mix Summer Garden from Lake Valley Seeds. And again, I just got such interesting flowers from it that I never grew before. I've never seen before, and it was just plain old fun. So those are some flower things that I will do again totally. Something I'm on the border about growing again is celeriac. Does anybody else grow celeriac out there in the chat? Um, I've done giant Prague celeriac for 2 years. And the first year I had gorgeous big roots. This year I did everything exactly the same, or at least I think I did, and I got small roots. And if you don't get a big root, you spent an entire season tying up that space for something that isn't going to grow. I'm also kind of on the border of where I'm going to do celery again, primarily because through the summer, I just don't use celery that much. It's kind of a winter thing in the soups and stews where we hit it hard. So I just might not give it garden space next year. Well, the celeriac is lovely. Oh, yeah. The two that I really like, this one was called the Blue Flower Mix from Lake Valley. And the other one was this one from Botanic Interests called Grandma's Cut Flower Garden. And both of those, I mean, I just really loved the flowers. They were unique. I had on that blue mix, I really had a couple of flowers that were really gorgeous, true blue. The only other blues in my garden that are like a true blue and not a purple are the great blue lobelia, which is a native, and another one called gentian or gentian. I think I'm saying that correctly. Other than that, you see a lot of people sell you a blue flower, but it's really purple.
Can you hear me?
There you go. You're
Okay.
fixed.
I think there's this thing right here, and I think I leaned into it on the desk and made it do something
There
because
you
that
go.
was weird. Thank you for helping out, Robin.
No problem. So you muted
So,
yourself.
I guess, yeah. Panic. So let's see. We're probably gonna go live tomorrow. I haven't heard if Diva in the Dirt's going live or not, but if she doesn't, I'll fill the spot. And what were we gonna talk about? Oh yeah, show and tell and projects and garden stuff. I'm looking to see what else is in my banners because I went through my notes on the reflection of the year,
Mhm.
and I don't think I have any more announcements to make. I don't have any interviews lined up. And if you haven't caught the new thing we're doing on the channel is there's little 15-minute or less videos where I'm talking like here, like we're in a live on this setup, but it's pre-recorded and it's about one subject and I say what I want to say and then leave. And you can hang out with me in the comment section and we can have a conversation about it. And it's things that haven't really came up in a live stream too much. I used to do like little reviews of here's what we talked about in the 2-hour live stream in 15 minutes. So if that interests you, check that out. I'd love to see you over there. I filmed what we harvested today because we have food in the ground still for November. I will work on editing that and getting it put out there. What is Dusty? Yes, blue flowers are difficult to find. The delphinium, which I would love to grow, were blue, and the forget-me-nots, but those have stick time seeds. They always find my gloves. Oh, I get you.
I've got a lot of those up at the Wisconsin property.
Going through, we've got Sunday. Barry might do a live earlier. Okay. We don't know. Stay tuned for that. Oh, and then Tuesday, I think I'll be live that night. Don't know what we're going to do yet, though. But it seems like a good opportunity because I believe I don't work that night. If there's no mail, then I don't work. I think that's a holiday. Is it?
So,
I'm hearing something weird. Sorry, go ahead.
okay, if you need to cut away, cut away.
Okay.
There I'll answer the question about freezing celery. I've done it before. I've cut it up and just frozen it for soups and stews, and that works great for me. I use it up pretty quickly. But my favorite thing to do is make cream of celery soup and freeze that in batches so that I've got fast food in the freezer. But I'm just thinking, you kind of got to pick your battles and use your space. And those are things I'm considering leaving out of my repertoire next year.
Mhm. Okay, so every season tells a story, and even with the losses, this was one of the most educational garden years yet. I even said that it was the best year ever over on our interview that we did with the urban gardener. The best part of gardening is that we always get another chance to try again. So, as always, grow every day in every way, everyone.
Bye.